Welcome to a new video. Today we are going to talk about a crucial topic for all those who want to improve their financial situation, financial education, and financial intelligence. If you've ever wondered how to better manage your money or how to make it work for you, this video is for you. We will talk about some basic concepts that are essential to understanding money and how it flows through our lives. And although these concepts are not taught in many schools or universities, they are the key to achieving financial freedom. So let's get started. First, the basics: assets and liabilities. When it comes to financial education, there are 6 words you need to master: income, expenses, assets, liabilities, and cash flow. These concepts are the foundation of everything. Let's start with what each one means. Income. It's all the money that goes into your pocket. It can come from your salary, investments, a business, or any other source. Expenses. It's all the money that comes out of your pocket. It includes your bills, rent or mortgage, food, taxes, and more. Assets are everything that puts money in your pocket. An asset generates income. This may include investment properties, dividend-paying stocks, or a profitable business. Liabilities. They are everything that takes money out of your pocket. A liability costs you money. This includes things like debts, mortgages, car loans, or anything that involves a constant expense. So the secret to improving your financial situation is simple: accumulate assets and reduce liabilities. If you can master this concept, you will be well on your way to achieving financial freedom. The myth of homeownership as an asset. One of the most common mistakes people make is thinking that their house, the one they use as their primary residence, is an asset. But in reality, your house can be a liability. Why? Because it requires money constantly: the mortgage payments, taxes, maintenance, insurance. All of this represents a flow of money out of your pocket. The real question you have to ask yourself is this property generating income for me, or is it taking money out of my hands? If you have a property that you rent and that gives you more money than it costs you to maintain, that is an asset. If it is your house which only generates expenses for you, it is a liability. Cash flow. The secret to being rich. The real secret to building wealth is not how much money you make, but how you control your cash flow. Many people earn a lot of money, but they also spend it quickly, leaving them with little or nothing at the end of the month. This happens even to people who have college degrees, high-paying jobs, or even athletes who make millions. Controlling your cash flow means making sure you are generating more income than you spend, and that income comes from assets you have built. Think about it. A lot of people get a raise, and the first thing they do is buy a bigger house or a more expensive car, thinking they are assets. But in reality, what they are doing is increasing their liabilities, because those assets only generate more expenses for them. Different cash flow patterns. We can observe different patterns in how people manage their money. Cash flow pattern of a poor person. In this case, the money comes in, but quickly goes out to cover expenses. Often the first expense is paying taxes, followed by bills and other living costs. There is nothing left to invest or generate assets. Cash flow pattern of a middle-class person. This is where buying a house comes in. The middle class believes that a house is an asset, but it is actually a liability, since it continually generates more expenses. The money comes in, it goes to taxes, mortgage, maintenance, and other expenses, leaving little or nothing to invest. Cash flow pattern of a wealthy person. The key difference is that wealthy people focus their money on assets. They buy assets that generate more income. Instead of spending all their money on bigger houses or new cars, they invest it in rental properties, stocks, businesses, and other assets that generate passive income. These assets, in turn, generate more money. And that continuous cycle is what creates wealth. The role of financial education. The big problem is that this type of education is not taught in schools. From a young age, we are taught to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and then work to pay taxes, a house, a car, and other liabilities. But we are never taught how to make money work for us. The traditional system is designed so that we depend on a job, where much of what we earn goes to taxes. However, people who control their cash flow, invest in assets, and take advantage of tax laws to pay less. Taxes are the ones who actually manage to accumulate wealth over the long term. The most common mistakes about liabilities. A common mistake is to consider some liabilities as assets. A classic example is the car. Although many people think that a car is an asset, it is actually a liability. Why? Because it constantly costs you money: insurance, gas, maintenance. Even if you don't have a loan to pay for it, it's still a liability. However, if you turn your car into a taxi or a source of income, then it could be considered an asset, since it would be generating money for you. People can also be assets or liabilities. This may sound harsh, but it's also important to understand that the people in your life can be assets or liabilities from a financial perspective. For example, having children can be a great blessing. But it is important to recognize that they are also a great financial responsibility. Children require large sums of money for their care, education, and other expenses. So even though they bring you happiness, from a financial point of view, children are a liability, at least until they can fend for themselves. Also, as people get older, some family members may also become financial liabilities, especially if they require expensive medical care. It is important to plan for these situations and have a financial strategy to deal with these potential expenses. Conclusion. The key is to control cash flow. At the end of the day, the most important thing to achieve financial freedom is to learn to control your cash flow. It's not just about making more money, it's about how you manage it. If you can focus on acquiring assets that generate passive income and reduce liabilities that cost you money, you will be well on your way to better financial stability. Remember these 6 words: income, expense, asset, liability, and cash flow. Controlling this flow is true financial intelligence and what will really allow you to achieve your long-term financial goals. So the next time you think about buying something, ask yourself, is this an asset or a liability? Will it put money in my pocket or take it out? If you can answer that question correctly, you will be making smart financial decisions. If you like this video and want to learn more about how to improve your financial intelligence, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And leave us in the comments what other topics you would like us to cover. See you next time.